What's going on, guys? Blazing Tech back with another car related video, as I usually do on my channel nowadays. And in today's video we're going to be talking about Nissan's V6 that's equipped in the all new Frontier. Now you might be asking me, why didn't I say the all new Nissan V6? And that is true, it is very new, but as many of you guys probably know, this V6 has been equipped in the Frontier for the 2020 model year as well as the 2021 model year. Now I've owned both model years, and combined on both of my trucks I've driven about 8,000 miles. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about my experiences with the VQ38DD, which is Nissan's all new 3.8 liter V6 motor that is powering that new beautiful 2022 Nissan Frontier. Now this new VQ38DD is good for 310 horsepower, which is class leading in the mid-size truck segment, as well as 281 foot-pounds of torque exactly. And this motor is obviously paired with a new 9-speed automatic transmission, and that automatic transmission is actually produced in part by Mercedes-Benz. So the first thing that I kind of thought of when I test drove this truck for the first time, I was like, okay, 9 speeds on a truck, it's not going to feel very good at all, and it's going to hunt a lot in the city. And over my time that I've owned these trucks, it does not hunt in the city at all. The shifts are so smooth. And for example, I'm just going to put my foot into it right now. Obviously, you get a little bit of delay because it is an automatic, but man, it just downshifts really quickly and gives me that power that I want. And I thought with 9 speeds, I was like, you know what, it's going to be very geared towards getting great mileage, so it's not really going to drive too great. And although that is true, which I'll get into that in a little bit, it drives phenomenally as well. It doesn't lose any of that low-end grunt that you would expect from a truck that has so much horsepower and so much torque. There's still a lot of low-end grunt. And to touch on that power, this is class leading, and in comparison to the 3.5 liter Tacomas, which is the 2 GRFE, I believe, I've driven the stick shift manual. My dad had one, so I drove that one extensively, and I've also driven the automatics, and there's just, let me tell you, there's just absolutely no comparison between the two trucks. This is the faster truck, this is the quicker truck, definitely has more power. This thing can really put you back in your seat. And compared to the So another concern of mine is, you know, you do have 9 speeds, and obviously my truck is a Pro 4X, so obviously I do a little bit of off-roading here and there. And I was kind of wondering, man, on trails, is this thing gonna hunt for gears? You know, is it something that I'm gonna have to use the Triptonic and then keep it in first and second? But surprisingly, actually, it shouldn't be surprising, but this thing handles, it's very intuitive off-road. It doesn't hunt for gears at all. If I'm going up something really steep, obviously, I'm in 4 low, I'm using my diff locker, it doesn't hunt for gears at all. It pretty much stays in first and second. And honestly, in the beginning, I was always trying to kind of count the gears to see which gear I was in. This thing shifts so smooth, I can't even tell. Honestly, I mean, I could probably if I had to, but it just shifts so smooth that I just leave it in D. I don't even use I guess you could call it the manual mode. I don't know if it's technically called Triptonic, but I don't even use that anymore. I just leave it in D all the time. I let the computer do all the work, do all the shifting for me, and I'm very happy with the results, both on and off-road. I think it's really tuned very well. Now, based off of my 8,000 miles with the VQ38DD, I haven't had any problems with it. I'm an active member of Frontier groups on Facebook, and a lot of people obviously are buying these with the 2020s and the 2021s, now the 2022s too, that are equipped with the VQ38DD. And within the 2 years of production that we know of so far, I haven't really seen anything drastic that, you know, oh, I've had this issue with my new Frontier with the 3.8 liter V6. I haven't seen anything like that, and I haven't experienced anything like that. So for now, I think it's a very reliable platform. So in practice, what does this all mean? We've got this brand new 3.8 liter V6, and we've got 9 speeds, 55 RPM, guys. Excuse me, 55 miles per hour, you guys. You want to know how many RPMs that is in 9th gear? That's good for like 1400 RPM. So that allows you to get that touted 23 miles to the gallon that it says on the sticker. Although, you know, in my experiences in the city, I can get about 19 if I'm driving, you know, semi-conservatively. And as well on the highway, if I'm doing between, you know, 70 and 80, I can push that to about 21.5 mpg, which is great for a truck. Obviously, if I brought that down, if I, you know, stuck to 60, 65, definitely I could see where that 23 figure comes in. And I think it just does a great job. And the thing that really gets me is that if I wanted to drive a little bit more spiritedly in the city, like I said, or even on the highway, when you put your foot into this thing, gives you the power. There you go. I mean, it's just really on tap. It's not something that's gonna wait, you know, 5-6 seconds, drop a couple gears, make all this noise. No, I mean, the power is just right there. So you can really do both if you want. If you want to drive economically, it'll shift fast for you. You're not going to be at a high RPM. But if you want to drive normally, if you want to have some fun, this thing is really a rocket ship. So my intention for this video, you know, this is not an exhaustive list. I'm not going to throw stats at you and stuff like that. I would encourage you guys to get out and drive it. You know, obviously with the 2022s hitting the lot, a lot of people are going to be considering a Frontier. And for me to share this 8,000 mile experience with you guys, you know, hopefully it'll help somebody. If you guys have any questions, as always, feel free to leave your comments down below. I'm extremely happy with my truck, and I think if you get a 2022 and you drive it, you're gonna really like the powertrain. And you know, it's class leading, and it's class leading for a reason. And I think not a lot of people even realize that, but it's a very, very good, solid powertrain that I'm expecting to have, you know, for a very long time, and it be very reliable. And I don't think that it's much of a stretch for that to be the truth. But anyway, guys, Blazing Tech, and we'll catch you on the next one.